We don't talk about waiting enough. Not in a world where everything is 2-day shipping, instant text, and drive-through everything. But what do you do when God doesn't move quickly? When you pray, and all you hear is silence? No lightning bolt, no miracle, just nothing. You start to wonder, is God even listening? Did I pray wrong? Did I do something to deserve this delay? Here's what most people won't tell you. God's silence doesn't mean God is absent, and delay doesn't mean denial. Sometimes God says, wait, because he's preparing something bigger than what you asked for. Take Abraham and Sarah. They were promised a child, not just any child, but the beginning of a legacy that would outnumber the stars. But then, the waiting started, and kept going. 1 year, 5 years, 10. They grew older. The dream felt further away. Sarah laughed when God repeated the promise, not because she didn't believe, but because hope started to feel like a joke. But at age 100, Abraham became a father. Sarah gave birth to Isaac. Why did God wait? Because when the promise looks humanly impossible, the miracle becomes undeniably divine. Sometimes God waits until the situation looks dead, so when he moves, no one but him gets the glory. Then there's Joseph, a dreamer at 17, shown visions of leadership, favor, and greatness. But instead of a throne, he got betrayal, sold by his own brothers, falsely accused, thrown into prison, forgotten. 13 years. 13 years of waiting, suffering, and wondering if those dreams were just fantasies. But God was doing something deeper. While Joseph was in prison, God was building his character, teaching him wisdom, preparing him for a position that would save an entire nation. The dream wasn't denied, it was delayed for development. And then there's Hannah. Every year she went to the temple, and every year she left childless, mocked by others, misunderstood by her own husband. But she didn't stop praying. 1 year she wept so deeply that Eli the priest thought she was drunk. But her desperation wasn't madness. It was faith, poured out raw. And God heard her. Her son Samuel wouldn't just be her answer. He'd become a prophet, a kingmaker, a voice for a generation. Her delay wasn't punishment. It was purpose on pause. Even Jesus didn't rush. When his friend Lazarus was dying, he could have gone immediately. He could have healed him from a distance. But he waited 2 more days, and Lazarus died. When he finally arrived, Martha cried out, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died." But Jesus had something greater in mind. Healing would have amazed them. Resurrection would change them. Sometimes God waits. So your story goes from "he fixed it" to "only God could have done this." So what about you? Maybe you've prayed for healing, and the pain is still there. Maybe you've asked for direction, and you're still lost. Maybe you've pleaded for a breakthrough, and every door keeps closing. It's easy to think God's ignoring you, but what if he's protecting you? What if he's preparing you for what you're asking him for? If he answered too early, maybe you'd settle, or you wouldn't be ready, or the people connected to your breakthrough wouldn't be in place yet. God is never late, but he's never early either. He arrives when the blessing will bless the most. Your waiting isn't empty. It's full of hidden work, hidden growth, hidden alignment. What looks like a delay might be divine construction behind the scenes. Don't confuse silence with absence. Don't confuse pause with punishment. Abraham waited. Joseph waited. Hannah waited. Even Jesus waited. And you? You are not forgotten. The waiting room isn't easy, but it's where faith is stretched, where roots grow deeper, and where God gets you ready for more than you imagined. He hasn't changed his mind. He's preparing the right door, at the right time, for the right reason. Keep trusting, keep showing up, keep praying. Not because you're strong, but because you believe he is. The answer may not be fast, but it will be faithful. Drop a comment if you're in a waiting season. You're not alone. Like this if it reminded you that God sees you. Subscribe for more powerful Bible-based stories and encouragement that remind us God's delays are not his denials, they're divine setups.